On June 6th, Xie Na announced
that the 2026 Xie Na concert tour would kick off a nationwide tour. The first stop would be Beijing.
Just 22 days later, on June 28th, Xie Na announced that the Beijing concert had been officially canceled. From the live-streamed announcement to the complete cancellation, it took only 22 days. This is an unprecedented, absurd spectacle that recently unfolded on the Chinese internet. This is the first time someone has sparked nationwide outrage just by announcing a concert, and then so swiftly and decisively shut down by official media. Xie Na was indignant, saying, "Just one article wiped out all my efforts in an instant. A single commentary can decide the fate of an artist, and one sentence can lead to total denial." From this short essay, it seems like Xie Na has been blacklisted. What exactly happened in these brief 22 days? She had a nationwide tour with all the tickets sold out and every government permit in hand. How did her dream-fulfilling journey turn into a nationwide boycott and then get completely crushed by a 1,000-word essay? In the next 20 minutes, I'll walk you through the entire Xie Na blacklisting incident. What exactly did she do wrong? For those who aren't familiar with the Chinese entertainment industry, the name Xie Na might sound a bit unfamiliar, but for those who grew up in mainland China in the 80s and 90s, she can truly be called an icon of an era. During the 20 peak years of Happy Camp on Hunan TV, she was always the most energetic on stage, and her zany, nonsensical comedic style accompanied a whole generation as they grew up. Because of her outrageous and hilarious way of speaking, she gained countless fans. By 2018, her Weibo followers broke 100 million, making her the first Chinese entertainer's account to surpass 100 million followers. This is also the most straightforward proof of her nationwide popularity. However, the flip side of this coin is the huge controversy among the public regarding her professional competence. As a host who's been popular for 20 years, Xie Na's professional skills, especially her performance at major gala events, have long been publicly criticized. In her early years at a New Year's Eve gala, while all the other hosts were shouting Happy New Year, she actually blurted out Happy Birthday.
Let's get everyone excited. Happy New Year!
Later, at the 2014 Golden Eagle Awards, she and Kang Hui presented an award, but as they chatted, things went off script.
Swept of the time?
I have. It was during New Year's Eve. I remember when the bell struck midnight, everyone was so happy, shouting and celebrating. And then I shouted out, Happy Birthday!
And then what happened?
Nothing happened after that.
Nothing? Some host you are, failing to handle surprises.
A few months later, on my birthday, I sincerely said to myself, Happy New Year! Oh my gosh, oh my goodness.
The lighting technician is just too in sync with you.
Let me tell everyone.
Looks like you'll get another chance to say happy birthday.
Now, this moment is special because today just happens to be Teacher Kang Hu's birthday. Let's all wish him a happy birthday, shall we?
All right, I finally experienced Nana's quick wit. And thank you to our audience, because after living for over 40 years, this is the first time I found out today is my birthday.
Later, the two of them talked about the ability of hosts to adapt on the spot.
If the teleprompter suddenly goes black, you have to report the news as if nothing happened. Start improvising. Well, not improvising, you have to remember the news content. When you're connecting live with a reporter and you're just about to say their name, the director might tell you in your earpiece that the connection is dropped. At that moment, you also have to act like nothing happened. You have to keep talking about what's coming up next.
Basically, you just act like you're still talking to him.
I realize I can't communicate with him.
This kind of hosting style. Friends, I want to ask you something. What do you think? If you feel like it's no big deal, after all, they're just a comedic host meant to entertain everyone, please leave a comment saying acceptable. But if you think this is just shocking, if you think they have no professionalism at all, please comment unqualified. There's already so much controversy about them even being able to host on the main stage. So what if they cross over and start holding paid concerts? Friends, I ask you to think back and remember. Think about it. Anyone who's familiar with computers, do you know if she has any hit songs? She only has one, that catchy, almost nursery rhyme like pineapple, pineapple am I? Everyone knows deep down that she not can't sing. To put it nicely, her singing skills are at a KTV level. In the industry, there's an even more vivid term for her, big white algae. Over the years, she sporadically released 3 albums. After Pineapple Pineapple Eye, there were Happy Music Style and Blue Chocolate, but honestly, almost no one has heard the last 2. But even so, Xie Na is actually planning to hold a concert. Where does she get the confidence? There are 2 reasons. The first is her husband, Xie. Xie is widely recognized as a powerful singer. He's held concerts at the Bird's Nest for 3 consecutive years. As for Na holding a concert, it's entirely thanks to Zhang Jie acting as her vocal coach and leveraging his connections. Most people say this is their first reaction when they hear about Xie Na putting on a concert. The second reason is that she relies on sheer determination. In 2023, Xie Na, who can be called the top female host at Mango TV, participated in Sisters Who Make Waves. Not only did she successfully make it into the final group, but she also earned the title of annual founder of the trend. At the recording site, the booming sound system exploded, and the fans' cheers came in wave after wave, completely stirring up his emotions. In his own words, from that moment on, he could no longer suppress the dream of becoming a singer in his heart. So on April 11th of this year, during a live stream of Sealed in Dust 2026, Xie Na, with tears in her eyes, officially announced her very first solo concert. On May 5th, at the Happy Forever Our Youth concert at the Chengdu Financial City Performing Arts Center, she posted a heartfelt long message on Weibo, striking right at the hearts of those viewers who had watched her grow up. Life is a process of dreaming and making those dreams come true. Even though I'm a host, I've always had a dream of being a singing and dancing performer. In 2026, I finally have the chance to make this dream come true. Just think, someone who has been with you for over 20 years. The sister you see on TV is almost 45 years old, standing in front of you with tears in her eyes, saying she wants to pay out of her own pocket to fulfill a dream she had as a young girl. And she even made a point to emphasize that this time she invited Zhang Jie's team.
Honestly, with this production team, well, the ticket sales just can't cover the costs. But for me, the reason I'm doing this is simply to make my dream come true.
After this, there will be no follow-up. Even if I lose money, I have to make this dream come true. Later, netizens revealed that just the hardware investment for her concert alone was 30 million. So when you hear words like one-of-a-kind dream chasing and making dreams come true at a loss, do you really have the heart to rain on her parade? On social media, the audience is overwhelmingly warm and supportive. Some people say even if she doesn't sing that well, buying a ticket to the show is like paying tribute to their own youth. Others, who aren't even fans, say that for a woman in her 40s to go all out for her dream, regardless of the cost, this kind of pure sincerity is so rare in today's entertainment industry. I have to support her. On the night of the performance, the 12,000-seat venue was packed to the brim, with crowds rivaling those of the May Day Golden Week. The lineup of guests at the event practically mobilized half of the entertainment industry. He Jung canceled his overseas trip and flew overnight to Chengdu. Her best friend, Li Xiaoran, joined her on stage to sing with Xie Na, who was her idol in her youth. Jimmy Lin made a surprise appearance, and Yang Di and Li Weijia were both in the audience supporting her. The backstage was overflowing with flowers that had been sent. It was packed to the point of bursting. When He Jung stood up in the audience, his voice choked with emotion as he shouted, "Nana, we are proud of you!" The whole venue was moved to tears. The Dami rating even soared to a 9, a score that only top singers can achieve. An 8 out of 10. But nostalgia is one thing, and real ability is another. Still, as we've said before, Xie Na really can't sing. Aside from Pineapple, Pineapple M, her other performances go something like this. Let the lightning quietly pass by, leaving behind a little secret. I can't tell you. Just not there.
Over there, Prince Quintal from Running Man is showing off his ruthlessness, jumping up and down, 1, 2, 3, raising his hand.
But no matter how she sang, that night everyone was willing to be moved and applaud for this sincere dream chaser. If the story ended here, it would have been a textbook perfect ending. Unfortunately, he didn't stop there. On the evening of Saturday, June 6th, at the live broadcast of Mango TV's Sisters Who Make Waves 2026, this was the most nerve-wracking episode of the show, because the sisters had just finished their performance, several of them had red eyes, and they were about to face the fate of elimination. As the witness to this moment, Xie Na was supposed to follow the procedure and announce the elimination results at this time. But right at this extremely serious, intense moment, Xie Na suddenly changed the subject. She unexpectedly pulled out a cue card from her pocket, smiled at the camera, and shouted, "2026! The Xie Na concert tour will kick off its national tour with the first stop in Beijing." The camera panned over the sisters in the audience who were on the verge of tears. The shock on their faces was plain to see, and there wasn't a single cheer in the whole venue. The viewers in front of their screens were completely baffled as well. Friends, just imagine this scene. While everyone else is anxiously waiting for the elimination announcement and about to break down in tears, she actually hijacks the live broadcast to force in a commercial for herself. Public opinion exploded instantly. You cried in Chengdu, saying this was the only show of your life. But not long after, you officially announced a nationwide tour on a variety show. Sis, is your whole life really that short? Then the angry netizens dug up a crucial timeline. The approval documents for the Beijing stop were submitted by the organizers on May 27th, and the Cultural Tourism Bureau approved them on the 28th. But you have to know, the two concerts in Chengdu were on May 5th and May 6th. In other words, when Xie Na was on stage in Chengdu, teary-eyed and saying this is the only show, the paperwork for her nationwide tour was already being prepared. Less than 3 weeks after she finished singing the last song in Chengdu, her Beijing show had already gotten approved. In other words, Xie Na never intended to only perform that one show from the very beginning. Her claim of just this one show was simply a way to deceive the public. Netizens are now tallying up this emotional deception. At the same time, they're also calculating the financial side of things. The highest ticket price for the Beijing stop was 1,180 yuan, which is on par with top-tier singers like Jay Chou, JJ Lin, Eason Chan, and Joker Shui. But aside from Bolo Bolo Mai, what else does Xie Na have to offer? In the leaked video screenshots from the Chengdu concert, she was off-key on the high notes, staring at the teleprompter, and spent half the show just chatting with the audience. She couldn't even finish 3 full songs in the whole concert. Yet the ticket price for that show was as high as 1,180 yuan. But that's a quarter of the average monthly income for an ordinary person in Chengdu. The backlash came quickly and fiercely. In just 48 hours, the Beijing 12345 government service hotline was almost overwhelmed with calls. It was reported online that there were over 120,000 real name complaints, and on Weibo, people even launched a reporting map calling for a nationwide boycott. The Haidin District Bureau of Culture and Tourism in Beijing was forced to respond. They spoke very politely, saying, "We only review the content, not the quality." The procedures are compliant. The implication is that your complaints are useless because all the paperwork is in order, so stop complaining to us. But just because something is compliant doesn't mean it's reasonable. Those few words became the most popular slogan on the internet during those days. Faced with overwhelming public opinion, Xian didn't respond directly. Instead, she quietly changed the comment sections on her Weibo and Douyin accounts so that only fans who had followed her for over 100 days could comment. That says a lot. Even though the criticism was physically blocked, the trending topics couldn't be shut down. Xie Na kept losing followers, and the private messages sent to Zhang Ji by netizens, one after another, kept trending. In just 30 days, the couple lost nearly 100,000 followers. At 2 p.m. on June 11th, tickets for the Beijing stop officially went on pre-sale. Right at the height of all the online backlash and calls for a boycott, something truly surreal happened. All 7,800 tickets sold out within just a few minutes. At the same time, as many as 177,000 people were online trying to get tickets. See, on one hand, there was a wave of online condemnation, and on the other, a frenzy of people spending real money to snatch up tickets. Two absurd parallel worlds playing out at the same time. Seeing this number, Xie Na's team and the organizers probably breathed a sigh of relief. Look, the market is still willing to pay, the fans are supportive, people may complain, but the money is in hand. But they celebrated too soon. In this system, the market and fans buying tickets has never meant absolute safety. The real Iron Fist is already hanging in the air at this very moment. The next time Xie Na breaks down in tears isn't far away. Only 10 days left. On June 24th, People's Daily's online commentary platform, Renmin Riping, suddenly published an article without any warning. The title was, "We are experiencing a traffic deficit." Throughout the article, the name Xie Na never appeared, but Xie Na, she was everywhere. Right at the beginning, it asked, does the logic of putting traffic above all else still work? Recent trending topics inevitably make people wonder about this. One is a traffic celebrity whose main job is hosting, lacking well-known music works, yet planning to hold a nationwide concert tour. Many netizens have questioned this. The following sentences cut right to the heart of the matter. Traffic without solid skills to back it up will always become a huge burden and may even backfire. True excellence often stands out and goes viral, but if you go viral without real ability, sooner or later, something bad is bound to happen. This article comes from an official media outlet, and the warning signal to top universities is very clear. However, it's not a stamp death sentence. After reading the article carefully, I found that its main purpose is to highlight this phenomenon as a way to issue a warning and serve as a wake-up call. This inspires various fields, regions, and enterprises. Rather than chasing fame, it's better to settle down and truly excel, focusing on solid effort. Use popularity wisely, don't abuse it. Good results come from good performance. Naturally, success will follow. He also said that popularity is shifting from being a universal booster that can launch anything into the spotlight back to what it truly is, simply an entry point, a way to reach a broader audience. This process of demystifying popularity actually reflects a deeper shift in society's mindset, a transformation. This article doesn't explicitly call for punitive action against Xie Na. Instead, it uses this incident to reflect the current trend of the public becoming less enamored with celebrity popularity. Moreover, it doesn't even mention Xie Na by name. So why is the public losing interest in celebrities? Ultimately, it's because people in China don't have money anymore. The incident with Xie Na's concert and the backlash we talked about before with Han Hong's brief appearance are essentially the same at their core. Why are people no longer buying into these celebrities? One of the main reasons is that the overall environment has deteriorated. The economy is bad, people are strapped for cash, and yet you still want me to show up for you, to pay a high price to listen to your lousy concert? Why should I? Is it really worth it? When my feelings can't outweigh the money in my hand, why should I pay for this illusion of sentiment? But think back. 10 years ago, when China's middle class had both time and money, even if I spent several hundred yuan to see a concert or a movie just for the atmosphere, that was totally reasonable. Well, the most crucial change is right here. I actually talked about this in detail in my episode about Han Hong's controversy, so if you missed it, feel free to check it out. Just 2 hours after this official media article was published, the topic, People's Daily Comments on Host Holding Concerts, shot to the top of the trending searches across the internet. The number of views quickly surpassed 10 million. Right after that, local party media started to join in, launching a coordinated attack. Shangqing Daily published a commentary saying, concerts have professional standards. If the work doesn't match the stage and the ability doesn't match the ticket price, how could that not make people uncomfortable? Zhejiang's publicity department added another jab, saying being legal and compliant doesn't mean the public will accept it. At this point, you can see that the CCP's propaganda machine has already started to set up its public opinion campaign. But just as we mentioned earlier, even though Xie Na was put on the metaphorical stake at this moment, just because of a public opinion backlash, poor performance, and accusations of cash grabbing, it wouldn't be enough to completely wipe her out overnight. What really brought the hammer down was the sudden outbreak of the China-Zun collision incident 2 days later. This was one of the most serious air defense accidents in downtown Beijing since the founding of the CCP. The eyes of all of China and the whole world were instantly drawn to Beijing. Faced with this kind of major political crisis, one that can't be publicly explained but must be cooled down immediately, the only option is to divert attention. So in that instant, Xie Na's concert, which had already sparked public angst, became the most convenient, timely, and safest political cover-up. At this moment, what was originally just a warning and a cautionary tap suddenly turned into an order for a political purge. In the following 48 hours, we witnessed the Xie Na incident undergo a dramatic transformation, from a topic of public debate to a full-blown, on-the-ground ban. On Saturday, June 27th, during the live broadcast of Mango TV's Morning Peak 2026 Grand Finals, Xie Na, who was originally scheduled to play a key cameo role in the opening, was suddenly replaced overnight. Wang Ludan was urgently brought in to fill her spot. This move sent a very strong signal. Even her home network, Hunan TV, the one that has always supported her the most and is known across China for being the most attuned to political trends, started distancing themselves from her like she was the plague. Although Xie Na did make a brief appearance backstage to host a small segment, the fact that she was forcibly removed from the opening center stage made it clear to everyone that she'd been abandoned. The next day, Sunday the 28th, Daomai.com officially posted a pinned announcement, "Long live happiness." On the same day, the Beijing stop of Our Youth 2026, Xie Na's concert tour, was canceled. Meanwhile, the lockdown area around the incident site at China Zun was still expanding, and the police were still confiscating bystanders' phones, demanding that they delete photos and videos. International media outlets were still desperately trying to find out pilot Liu Junhua's motive. Online overseas, footage of the plane wreckage hitting the ground was still circulating. Meanwhile, the #1 trending topic on mainland China's social media was firmly occupied by the cancellation of Xie Na's concert. From the official livestream announcement on June 6th to the complete cancellation on June 28th, it lasted a total of 22 days. A concert project that invested 30 million in top-tier equipment with dozens of people pouring months of hard work into it had completed all the necessary legal procedures, obtained official government approval, and sold out all the tickets. Yet, in the face of a brief official media article that didn't even mention any names, everything was wiped out overnight. And what did Xie Na do after receiving the notice? She posted two long messages on Weibo, both of which she deleted a few hours later. The one that's been widely circulated is mainly this one, where she says that years of preparation, the team's hard work, and the fans' anticipation have all turned into nothing. I didn't receive any communication, no explanation at all, just a cold notice. According to the relevant requirements, the performance will not be approved. He questioned why criticism and differing opinions are allowed, but a single review can decide an artist's fate. Is this really the kind of environment we want to see? He said, I'm not afraid of criticism and I'm willing to listen to opinions, but please give me a chance to express myself and make corrections. Instead of just pushing me into the spotlight and completely erasing me, the sentence is thought-provoking. It's just a concert being canceled, so where does completely erasing come from? The current situation is probably very dangerous. Sadly, it's only when the iron fist of socialism comes down on them personally that they can truly understand the flaws of the system. Ordinary people's cries go unheard. Xie Na might still think she was abandoned just because she was criticized by official media, but what she doesn't realize is that in the face of the much larger state machinery and political security, her singing ability doesn't matter at all. It simply doesn't matter at all. When that political storm cloud over Beijing, gathered by the collision with China's Zun, refuses to dissipate, then within the high walls, there inevitably needs to be a carnival that can ignite the emotions of over 1 billion people to take its place. He and his concert just happened to run into the perfect storm at exactly the right time. He used his 30 years of popularity to cover up that major incident, which exposed Beijing's air defense loopholes. He pulled off the most perfect trap. Next, we just need to see whether Xie Na will be able to make another public appearance, and then we can sit back and watch how today's speculations play out. If you have any thoughts about this incident involving Xie Na, please share them with me in the comment section. Thank you all for watching. Before you leave, I'd like to ask for a small favor. If you enjoyed my show, please don't forget to give me a like before you go. New friends, you're welcome to subscribe to Zen Viewpoint, and I'd also appreciate it if you could share my show with more people. Every interaction from you helps my carefully crafted videos reach a wider audience, so I want to thank everyone here in advance. Alright, thank you all for watching. We'll see each other again on Zen Viewpoint at the same time this Saturday. Don't miss it. Bye-bye.